Hello and welcome to the Shielded Prepper. Today, do I have a story for you? Exciting story, one that hits home for me, and it's exciting in a different kind of way. Well, allow me to set the scene. Christmas morning, 2022. The family, I have 4 children, all 12 and under, or 13 and under now. Ooh, don't make me correct. I'll get corrected if I don't say that. All 13 and under. Christmas morning. What time do children wake up Christmas morning? Is it 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Do they like to sleep in till 10? No! If your family is anything like mine, they're up before 6 sometimes and right around 6 o'clock. The excitement and the anticipation for everything is quite palatable on Christmas morning, isn't it? Christmas morning, we wake up. I had just woken up because the dogs had heard the kids rustling around, and when they hear us wake up, they wake up and have to do their business. So I get up to go let them outside. No more than 10 steps into the hallway. Whew. The power shuts off. Christmas morning, just this last month. And my stomach sunk. Because in my heart of hearts, I knew right away that it was not normal. Christmas morning at 6 o'clock, come on, something is up with this. So we waited. None of us had even used the bathroom yet, and we live on a well here. So those of you that are on a well understand that when the power goes off, there's no water either. For those of you that live in the city, your water stays on for a period of time, potentially if the power's not, if there's nothing compromised. Yet it was 4 substations in our local area were hit here in Washington. Some of you may have read that story. It was highly uncomfortable for the family. They were frustrated. They all wanted to get going right away, and we couldn't because we were just getting going, and it was pitch dark, and I hadn't even used the bathroom yet, if you know what I mean. You know. We know. All that to say, because of preparedness and because of thinking ahead and foreseeing a danger that could come or an inconvenience, my wife and I we own generators, gasoline generators, and for just times like this. Yet we've top graded, and redundancy is also important. Time to allow us to think, time for us to get behind a shield and prepare ourselves, if we know the mantra of the channel. I go into my closet. We had purchased and spent several $1,000s on it, and I was sick about it when we bought it because I was like, will I ever use this apparatus? Well, Christmas morning we did. I rolled out a solar generator, charged up to the max, and we've got an ECOFLOW Delta Max, which is a sizable investment, yet at the same time it also offers a layer of peace. And boy, it almost made me emotional Christmas morning. I plugged the tree in, I wheeled it out. Kids didn't even realize what I was doing. I wheeled it out, I plugged the tree in, I plugged another couple of lights in, I plugged my coffee pot in, and we enjoyed Christmas morning as a family. And I told my children before we started, we read some scripture together. In fact, we read Deuteronomy 28. If you've never read that chapter, it's about staying in covenant with the Father. Read it to your family and ensure that they're comfortable with what they hear, because all we have to do is follow the covenant, follow the commandments, and our life will be made easier because we're choosing to be as moral as we can be. That being said, we read, we prayed, and I told them, I said, children, do not be surprised if in the next day or two we find out that this was intentional. That Christmas morning at 6 a.m., that some jackasses shot 4 substations. And sure enough, that's what happened. I don't know how many. I'm sure you could probably read about that. Yet to this day, when I drive by those substations, they're under surveillance. and there's a security team at each one of them. They brought in mobile transformers, these massive ones that power large communities. Some of you may have seen these. All 4 of them have massive flatbed trailers full with these big electrical equipment that are in there, and they're all quarantined off with security right now because they haven't replaced the parts on 4. They don't just keep those in stock. So that being said, this article hits home. We had an awesome Christmas morning, and I really am quite thankful that my wife encouraged us to consider it, and we had to make some major cuts and accommodations to make that happen. And one Christmas morning, when you tell your kids, there's thousands of kids right now opening up their Christmas presents with a crappy flashlight in their shoulder. Maybe don't even have much battery life left. This is what was happening, and it went on for days in certain areas of the community. Ours was restored after, 5 or 6 hours, yet by that time, the Christmas morning had already gone, which is what they desired to do. They desired to do that. Yet this story, which I'll link in the description below, is a forward-seeing situation that could replicate itself dozens and dozens of times domestically here in the United States. And this is on NBC News. Neo-Nazi leader among 2 arrested in a plot to attack Baltimore's power grid. They caught him before it happened. It goes on in here to say that the suspects, I won't say their names because it really doesn't matter. You can find the article, you can read it, took steps to shoot multiple electrical stations in the Baltimore area in an attempt to completely destroy the whole city. These are what the prosecutor said. That's what they did to ours. They shot them. I don't know if it was with high-powered rifles or with handguns, yet many substations are fully exposed. They caught the ones in Baltimore. And we know that Baltimore is a primarily black community. And they were looking to cause havoc. These donkeys, and I'm so glad they caught them. This is domestic terrorism at its finest. When you're looking to cause harm on any community in our country, it's sick and it's evil. Proverbs 22:3 says that a prudent man or woman, prudent family, foreseeth danger, and they hide themselves, and the simple pass on and are punished. We've talked about this scripture, and this is the eye that I desire you to have, is the eye of a prudent person, a prudent family, so that when danger does come, you're able to hide yourself and stand behind your shield that you've prepared, because these things will not decrease, they will only increase. Trust me, your family is worth it. Shield yourself. I know not everyone can afford to purchase a solar generator. Yet, here's what we do know. We know that this happened Christmas morning last month, and it's going to happen again. So I encourage you, right now, prepare yourself, establish a shield, and protect your family. These things will increase and not decrease. The Shielded Prepper is out. Have a great day, guys.